Good people of YouTube, my name is Spanner. Welcome back for some more Deathgate. So we've spoken with Jara. I don't remember how to pronounce her name, if I even learned how to. Anyways, we're here, we've spoken with her, and we can go back outside or to the right. So let's see. Can I open this cupboard? The doors of the cupboard have rusted shut. You can't force them open. Can I cast a spell here? Spell, maybe heat? You cast the heat spell on the cupboards, it warms up a bit but quickly settles back down to room temperature. Marmalade and bread loaf and the bread slice. Can I just take these? Yeah. Slice of bread. You've already got a slice of the stale bread. Okay, only one slice then. This is... I forget the guy's name, but this is his shirt. I can take the... Okay, I can take the shirt. Elbow pipe. It's an elbow pipe fitting stuck into a crack in the wall. I can take the pipe. You twist the pipe fitting back and forth until it pops out of the crack in the wall. Ooh, 5 points. Sorry about your room, Jara. Can I take the beds? Carrying a bed around would only slow you down. It's a simple cot. Okay, several levers. Let's look at the zinger control. The panel controls the zingers outside the cave. Gauges indicate how much electricity the zingers have absorbed, and levers initiate the discharging process. Oh, I can push and pull the levers. Two levers stick out of the panel. One socket shows where a lever was ripped out. Can I pull?
Don't touch those! You have to have 4 years of training before you can even think about pulling a lever.
She gives you a sullen look and returns to staring at the gauges. Okay, can I use... look at the pipe. I don't suppose... I can use this as a makeshift lever. Probably not. Oh, there's put. Yeah, okay. That's probably all we can do here for now. So let's go right. Oh, hello. Guy whose name I cannot remember. Papers and parchments are piled everywhere. In the middle is an intent but confused-looking dwarf. Upon your arrival, the dwarf looks up from his scribbling and gasps.
My word, what are you?
I'm a simple traveler, just visiting.
You're not a god? No, you can't be. You're not glowing. You say you're a traveler? A traveler from where? Where are you going? Do you know the gods? What do you think of the Kixie Winsy?
Limbeck. Limbeck continues to bombard you with a rush of questions, without so much as pausing to breathe.
Take a breath, Limbeck. That is your name, correct?
Why, that is my name. Limbeck Bolt Tightener. You must have spoken with Jar.
Jar, okay.
I'm very sorry. Sometimes my
I wasn't far
curiosity
off.
gets the better of me. Please go ahead. Ask me anything.
Okay, Limbeck is doing an AMA.
Ever heard of the sartan?
The Sartan? Is that a place? I'm sorry, I've never heard of it.
I'm looking for a piece of something. It's metal, hexagonal, and has a symbol on it. It's very old. Do you know where I might find it?
I wish I could help, but I'm afraid I'm not familiar with anything like that. If it is very old, there's only one dwarf that might be able to tell you something. Old Grawple Rock Digger has been here forever.
Grawple Rock Digger? Do you think he'd help me find it?
Old Grawple isn't very helpful in the best of moods. And lately, the section of the Kixie Winsey that he is responsible for has broken down. It's made him extremely sullen. He won't talk to anyone except in insults.
What's being done to fix the Kixie Winsey?
Normally, the Kixie Winsey automatically fixes itself. But when something breaks that isn't vital or necessary, it leaves the section unrepaired. We don't know how to fix it, and Grawple refuses to leave it. He's been sitting there for weeks.
Do you think he could be persuaded to help me anyway?
I don't think so. We tend to be a fairly stubborn people and Grawple much more than most. If he doesn't want to be moved, he won't move. If he won't talk to you, no amount of persuasion will help.
If I told him I was a god, would he help me out?
Grawple hates the gods more than anyone. He remembers the days before the gods, when we worshipped the mangers. He feels that the gods displaced them. I think if you told him you were a god, he would die before he uttered one word to steer you in the right direction.
The mangers? What are the mangers? Why can't I ask you this?
Where can I find this rock digger?
Grawple sits in the same place every day, waiting for the Kixie Winsey to be repaired. Each day he sits there, he gets more and more surly. Go north to the intersection and follow the left wall. That will take you to him.
Okay, north and left. Alright.
How old is Grawple Rock Digger?
He's been here for as long as anyone remembers, long before I was born. He'll tell you he remembers when the Kixie Winsey was built, but that was thousands of years ago. I think what he forgets, he makes up.
Enough about this rock digger. Tell me more about this place.
Certainly. What do you want to know?
What are you writing?
Speeches. I have to convince my fellow dwarves that these gods aren't what they claim. They've oppressed us for too long. We must break the chains and take back our freedom. I'm just not very literate. I can't put my ideas down on paper very well, but I'm determined.
Why don't you ad-lib your speeches?
Oh, I couldn't do that. Every idea must be perfectly worded. One misspoken word could have the opposite effect of what I'm trying to achieve. I only deliver my speeches after I'm entirely happy with them.
Why don't your people believe you?
I think I'm getting to them. No one is happy with the gods, but it's a different matter convincing them that the gods aren't divine at all.
How are they oppressing you?
They moved in, told us where to work and for how long. Our heritage tells us to care for the Kixie Winsey. Since the gods came, we haven't been able to do that. They make us use the Kixie Winsey to produce water for them. Parts of the great machine are breaking down, but unless the part has something to do with water production, we're not even allowed to look at the problem. They tell us where to live, they've broken up families, they keep us from the sacred places like the control room. If they were gods, I would assume that they had their reasons, but they aren't. They are just another race taking advantage of us.
Where'd you get all of these parchments?
I gathered them from all over the Kixie Winsey. No one reads them. In fact, no one can. They're too old. So I write my speeches on the back of them.
What makes you so sure that the gods aren't what they claim?
I've seen them. Without the glow. I discovered that it's artificially produced.
It's not natural, eh? How do they make it?
It's magic. According to some of the older dwarves, everyone used to be able to use magic. They've cast a spell to make themselves glow.
How did you learn this?
When the gods arrived, they dropped from the sky in a flying ship. After they moved in, I snuck aboard the ship. I actually saw one of them, not shining at all. He was moving his hands in some intricate motion over a bunch of little statues. When he was done, the statues glowed brighter. I must have gasped, because he immediately looked over at me. I ran, and he never found me. But ever since, they've posted a guard outside the ship.
Do you know the motions? That might be useful to know.
A flying ship?
Yes. One of the byproducts of the Kixie Whimsy is water. For their own reasons, they pump the water into the ship and leave with it, only to return a few days later with new gods and an empty ship.
They're guarding the ship now,
Ever since my excursion, they placed one guard outside of their ship. Because dwarves tend to be fairly noisy, even when we're sneaking around, the gods put someone there who has very sensitive hearing. His ears can detect the slightest sound of movement out of the caves toward the ship. Consequently, no one's gotten anywhere near it.
Isn't that enough to convince the other dwarves that they aren't gods?
I haven't told them. It might go against their beliefs to the extent that they would just stop listening to me. I simply can't risk it. The only way to convince them would be by removing the god's glow. Once my fellows have seen beyond the artificial shining, they will rise up and cast them out. I can't figure out how to do that, though.
Let's talk about something else.
Very well.
Let's get back to talking about this place, shall we?
Certainly. What do you want to know?
What is this place?
This is one of the sacred places of the Kixie Whimsy. The broom closet. I'm lucky enough to have this place to work.
What exactly is the Kixie Whimsy?
The Kixie Whimsy is everywhere. It's all around us. The humming you hear is the Kixie Whimsy at work.
How big is this machine?
Larger than anything. No matter where you go, the Kixie Whimsy has been there first. It digs tunnels and fills them in according to its own whims. We live in the chambers that it builds. If it fills up our homes, we find somewhere new to stay. Its controls and instruments are scattered throughout the entire continent.
What does it do?
It serves the purpose of the Mangers. Long ago, the Mangers built the Kixie Whimsy and asked us to care for it. We have done so ever since.
In other words, you have no idea what the Kixie Whimsy does.
Well, no. It isn't for us to know. Our purpose is to monitor and care for the Kixie Whimsy. The gods don't seem to know what it does either. Ever since they moved in, they've been running tests of all sorts on it. They've restricted everyone from the control room where they base their tests.
These Mangers, are they still around?
No. The Mangers have been gone for many, many years. Some of the young ones don't even believe in them anymore. Only stories and legends keep the memory of the Mangers alive.
Let's talk about something else.
Certainly. What do you want to know?
What is that you're using for a candlestick holder?
It's all I could find. If I had a better candlestick holder, you can bet that I'd be using it.
That's a mighty big jug of ink you've got there.
I found that jug of fast-drying ink quite a while ago. Despite the amount of speeches I write, I've only used a small portion of the ink the jug contains. I believe it will last indefinitely.
That's all. I have to go.
Very well. I must get back to my speeches. Feel free to look around.
Oh, I will. A long pipe. Okay, so we probably need this. But he will only give it to us if... Probably, he'll only give it to us if we find him a better candlestick holder. So look at the parchments. The room is piled high with papers and parchments of various sorts. Limbeck must have gathered them here to write his speeches on. All parchments. The desk is well used and shows its age. The metal is thoroughly dented.
Sorry, but I'm using this one. If you want to write your own speech, feel free to use any of the other papers.
Can I take a parchment?
Please don't disturb my filing system. I just got everything where I wanted it. Please don't disturb my file.
I can't take any parchments. What about this ink jug? Far too heavy to lift. Your estimation of Limbeck's strength increases dramatically.
Sorry, but since I don't own a proper candlestick holder, it's the only thing I have to keep my candle upright.
Let's look at the parchment. You see only the back of the parchment on which Limbeck is scrawling. It has something printed on it, but you can't read it from here.
I'm afraid I need that to work. Please leave it.
Could I give you... The marmalade is bad enough without the bread slice in it. Is this enough? He likes it only a certain way. If I give this to him, can I take something?
Not quite enough marmalade on this one.
Okay, not quite enough. Let's take another bread slice. So put marmalade on the bread slice. Let's put some more. Just right.
Just right. Sorry, but since I...
Really? Nothing?
Hello again. How can I help you?
That's all. I have to go.
Very well.
Can't take the ink jug. Oh, what's this on the back? That looks interesting. Yeah, it has something printed, but I can't read it from here. Okay, let's move on. You stand in the middle of an intersection of caverns. Okay, take the left wall, he said. This chamber is filled with convoluted pipes. A grumpy old dwarf sits on a stool under a broken section. Not take. I can listen to the old dwarf. His continuous diatribe includes such topics as how good the old days were, how the young dwarves don't have the respect for the Kixie Winsy they should have, and other standard cranky old dwarf complaints.
What the heck do you want, you overgrown, dim-witted god wannabe? And speak up!
Are you Grawple Rock Digger?
No, my name's not Grawple Potlicker, you rockhead. I'm Grawple Rock Digger. Who's asking?
My name is Haplo.
Flappo? Interesting name. I wouldn't want to be saddled with it, though.
Even Flappo is a better name than Grawple Rock Digger.
Then it's a good thing my name isn't Apple Snotfinger. Sheesh.
That's what I said, Grawple Rock Digger. Can't you hear very well?
What did you say? Speak up. I can't hear very well.
I said your name was Grawple Rock Digger.
I know my name is Grawple Rock Digger, Dirt Rag. I told you that.
Never mind. Let's not worry about names.
Fine. You brought it up.
Why are you sitting beneath that dripping black gunk?
I'm not moving until the Kixie Winsy is fixed, and that's final. If dripping gunk isn't going to make me move, you sure aren't.
Nice stool.
There's no pool around here. What are you, blind?
No, I said stool. What are you, deaf?
Can't understand a word you said. New to the language, are you?
Could I ask you a few questions?
Listen, I'm sitting under a broken pipe that's dripping black goo on my head, and the gods have commanded everyone to stay away so they can't fix the problem, and you want me to be friendly? Answer all your questions with a smile? Well, I'll tell you what, until the Kixie Winsy is fixed and those gods are gone, I'm not talking to anyone. No stories, no questions, nothing.
You won't talk to me until the gods are gone? Isn't that an awful lot to ask?
Who's asking you? As far as I'm concerned, you can bump your head on every tunnel ceiling you find until you realize that I'm not going to talk to you.
What's wrong with the Kixie Winsy?
A length of pipe is rotted away. I had to shut the main valve to keep it from spewing black gunk all over the place. So until the pipes are repaired, I can't risk reopening the valve.
Why don't you fix the pipes?
It's not my job to fix it. Even if it was, I'd need something to fix it with.
What about that box labeled pipe repair on the floor?
Everybody's rummaged in that box taking what they want without regard for the fact that the Kixie Winsy might actually need it. At one time there were 5 pipe fittings in the box. Now there's only 1.
What became of the missing pipe fittings?
Who knows? Some folks have absolutely no consideration. They took my pipe fittings for one silly purpose or another. Did they ask my permission? Not once. Why, the gods even made off with one of them. Even if I could get those other pieces back, I'll never see that one again.
Wait a second. What exactly are you holding in your ear?
It helps me hear. It's a pipe fitting. I guess I got it from the box.
Tell you what, if I repair your pipe, will you tell me what I need to know?
Why not? Fix my pipes and I'll answer your questions afterwards. As long as the guards are gone as well. I don't think very well with all of these walking lamps about.
I don't think the pipe helps your hearing all that much. Can I have it?
Very well, as long as I have your word that you'll use it to repair my pipes. Will there be anything else?
Let's start over. We seem to have gotten off on the wrong foot.
Have you looked at your overgrown feet lately? Wrong feet are all you have.
I'm looking for a seal piece, a hexagonal metal artifact with a symbol etched into it. Maybe you could tell me where I could find it.
I may have seen something like that. Doesn't matter, though. You obviously want to see it for yourself, and that's impossible. As I recall, there used to be a tunnel that led where you want to go, but the Kixie Winsy filled it up a long time ago. There's no way to get there anymore.
If the Kixie Winsy filled in the tunnel, couldn't it just as easily dig another?
And how are you going to convince the Kixie Winsy to dig where you want it to go? The gods have been trying to control it for years, and they've gotten nowhere. Besides, I'm not going to tell you where it is until my pipes are repaired. Fact is, I've said too much already.
Why are you so grumpy?
Wait a second. That's a question. If you're trying to trick me, it won't work. I'm not saying anything.
Maybe changing the subject would make you happier.
Not likely.
This must be a bad time. I'll talk with you later.
Fine. I'll just sit here under my broken pipe. You go have a nice life.
Okay, he's still holding his hand near his ear where he had the pipe. So we have 2 elbow. Do I actually need 5 pipes? The old dwarf grumbles, but does nothing to stop you from taking the pipe fitting. Can I take the box too? You decide to let it be. So you can't open the valve. Only pipes. Okay, I guess we can't do much here. Okay, what about this tunnel? Oh, there's a god over there. And the sleeping dwarf. And this tunnel. Oh, this is probably the control room. There's a digger. Okay, actually, let me try something. Could I use a spell on the candle? Cold. The flame pops and crackles but stays alive. What about on the parchment? What if I set it on fire?
Hey, this beach is really hot.
still have this... Why do I need a t-shirt? Let's cast Identify. Evidently the white shirt isn't magical. Can I give the shirt to Limbeck?
No thanks. This shirt I'm wearing is good for a few more days at least.
Can I put the shirts on the ink jug? No. Oh, the cork. Can I take the cork? I can. You shove the shirt into the ink jug, where it quickly soaks up quite a bit of black ink. But by the time you've pulled it out, the shirt is completely dry, albeit very black. So you made a black shirt. I'm not sure why, but I've done it. I got 5 points from it. Okay. Still a few more areas to explore, but that'll have to wait until next time. For now, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed some more Deathgate, and as usual, don't miss the next episode, because I won't. I will see you all next time.